What is up, everybody? This is Josh with Talk About Trek, and we are back again for another very exciting Warp Tuesday. And actually, do you all know why this is a very exciting Warp Tuesday? Because we actually have new Star Trek this week. New Star Trek in 2 days. Strange New Worlds Season 4, Episode 1 will be coming on, and I'm not going to watch the preview. And I've kind of done my best not to even learn too much about it. I think I've watched the initial trailer, maybe the second one. But other than that, I don't want to go in with too much foreknowledge. That being said, I did browse as we do on Warp Tuesday, we want to look at the sites. And as you can see, we're going to have Captain Pike, and he's a cowboy. He's a cowboy this week. So I'm excited about that. But we're not going to look any further into it other than that, because we want to kind of wait and see. And just be surprised. Basically, be surprised with what they're going to show us with these 10 episodes. Right? We got 10 episodes of Star Trek coming here, and I'm excited. And I will, I guess, explain the thing that I like, and I think Strange New Worlds kind of does best, is that it has this ability to be so many kind of different styles of show. And I know maybe some people don't like this, but for me, having an episode that was, they had like the holodeck episode, they have the. And now that I'm sitting here talking about it, I can't think of the examples. But they had the musical episode. I believe there's going to be a puppet episode coming up. There was I think there was basically like a comedy episode. The zombie episode, the horror episode. So they're kind of they're hitting all these different things, and again, they're going to be doing a cowboy episode apparently, and I did also see, of course, in the trailer, dinosaurs as well. So they're kind of hitting all these different things, and I for one, kind of think it's fun, where they can visit all these different eras. And if you think about it, it's very much just like how TOS was, right? Where they were going, you got the gangster episode, you got the Cowboys and Indians episode, you've got the anyway, there's more examples I'm sure that other people can think of, but it's a good, kind of a callback, and just very fun, because now they can do it not as a necessity because they need to kind of reuse these sets and costumes, kind of you know what I'm saying, but now as just because that's kind of what Star Trek is about, exploring these strange new worlds and getting into these new situations. And again, it's exciting because we have new Star Trek this week, and there's not much more of that we know about. So we kind of gotta take what we can get. And again, I've been a fan of Strange New Worlds all along, and I mean honestly, I've liked it more than Discovery, I would say for sure. And it just, again, it kind of captures the episodic, right? The episodic format, and you get these different kind of themes going on. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with all that. All right, let's see. Again, we don't want to get too much of spoilery news. So let's see. Again, see, they're dropping clues here. We don't want to know about clues, really. Oh, okay. Comic books. I'm a little bit behind, I will be honest with you. I need to catch up. There is the new Red Shirts comes out tomorrow, and I hope that is pulled for me or has been requested. See, that's the thing. Sometimes you don't go to the comic book store for a while, and then they're like, "Oh, he's not coming back ever again," and then there go your comics. And I don't think I have any of the Starfleet Academy, and we're already into number 4. So, we got to pick up. We do want to catch up with these things. The really exciting part about collecting Star Trek comic books too, though, is it is so fun to find the kind of the older ones out in the wild. Right, this happened recently where I was out at a flea market, and I came upon basically like half of the Malibu Deep Space Nine run that I needed, right? And that's just, again, that's the fun of collecting comics, and you bring them home, you bag them up, you board them, and then they sit there in your box until you get back into them again, right? But I do want to spend more time getting into and looking at those, right? No, spoilers. Paramount Warner Brothers merger put on pause by federal judge. I think that's good. That sounds like good news. Uh, Things shouldn't be so combined, right? We need infinite diversity in infinite combinations in everything. And that includes business, and not we shouldn't just have one giant conglomerate that is in control of everything, right? Um, of course, Patrick Stewart back as um, oh my god, as Professor X, and man, what a oof. I've never talked about the X Men very much on this channel, but man, that's a long ride for me too, because when I was a young man, they of course released the X Men movies into the theaters, which at the time were like the kind of like the first real big comic book movies, right? And that was huge for me because I was such a huge fan of the X Men cartoons, the Spider Man cartoons, the Batman cartoons, and I'm like, oh my god, bring me live action, please. And then we had the X Men finally, and now it's like kind of come full circle, and it's very cool. But we're talking about Star Trek, so let's just keep on moving, keep on moving. Ooh, okay. This is kind of interesting to me because I do actually have a Hero Within jacket, which I love. It's the Picard. Um, it's like the Riker jacket from Picard. It's awesome, and they are coming back. I think they lost the license. They now can do something else. I don't know. We're not going to read all about it, but I did see, and I thought this was kind of cool. You can see a preview if we just keep scrolling. They are putting out the Starfleet Academy. Hold on, we're gonna get over here. Boom! Look at that. They are putting out the Starfleet Academy jackets, which I thought looked really cool. Uh, but as a 40-some-year-old person, I honestly think I would look foolish wearing it. So I couldn't. I don't ever think I could buy it. But I'm glad that they're making it for the people that could wear it. Look at this guy, man. Oh, dude. All right. That is, man. All right, that's pretty sweet. Okay. So yeah, I enjoy Hero Within. They do good stuff, and anytime that you can like look cool in your Star Trek jacket, which I look very cool in my Star Trek jacket when I put it on. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy about that. So okay, now we're kind of back to like next week, or last week, right? Where we talked about Star Trek Magic. Ooh, okay. Should we take a little bit of time to talk about Star Trek Magic? Yeah, it's my show. We can definitely do that. We can take some time to talk about Star Trek Magic. All right. First off, let's cover the initial basis here. I freaking love Magic the Gathering. I have like literally. Hold on. You're gonna think that I'm messing with you, but I'm not even messing with you. Literally right here in my desk. Look at this. So here are my decks. Here are my decks. I'm not gonna take them apart ever either. Though. Look at this. Oh yeah. So I got these are like the dual decks you can buy, and then of course you can see all the decks that I've made over the years. I got some cool ones. I call this one Annihilating Fire, right? And of course all sleeved up in red too, because it's fire deck. Anyway, I freaking love Magic. My very good friend and I, we spent so many so many days playing Magic against each other, and it's kind of funny because basically my whole Magic career is just me playing against my friend, and it's just been a wonderful thing. Now, unfortunately, first off, the cards got way too expensive. Like, oh my god. Like, are you kidding me? Just like everything else in the past several years, the cards got stupid expensive. But now, of course, they've got me freaking. And listen. They had me before too. Look, I bought some turtle cards. I bought a few of the Marvel cards, but I'm talking a few packs here and there, right? But I haven't built a deck and played in seven years, maybe 7 years. It's been a while, right? But the time has come again because all right, I was excited when they first announced this. After seeing everything that's kind of they've put out, I am I am just overjoyed, right? And I'm trying to now get all of my children to join in. Hey, you want to play some Magic? You want to play some Magic? You want to get down with some Magic? I got some decks right here. Right. So far, nobody's jumped in, but we're gonna get there eventually. Um, but I'm very excited for this. Unfortunately, my wallet is not excited. My wallet is scared. But we do have time. It is currently July. We have until November, so save, scrimp and save, and gotta cut back on other expenses, so that you can buy stupid amount of Magic cards when they come out. Stupid. Oh, God, it's gonna be so fun though. I'm sorry, it really will be very fun. Anyway, Star Trek Magic. Very much looking forward to it, and again, I am hoping that there are basically other people close by in this kind of northern Ohio area, and maybe we can all meet up at Federation headquarters and throw down on some sweet Star Trek Magic decks. Oh, dude! Oh man. Anyway, we gotta get off that train right now because we'll be on that all night long. And literally, uh, I need to talk about the cards. I think that needs to be a thing too. And I know my friend is like, man, you need to do that too, right? But that's got to be its own separate video. And I would love to do like a very much in-depth look at these cards too, at everything they've released, because I could look at it from a Magic perspective. I could look at it from a Star Trek perspective. And then there's also just the fantastic art, which is like one of the wonderful things about this that I'm just very excited about, is now there's going to be basically like several hundred beautiful Star Trek art cards to look at, right? And of course, they're going to have the ones that they're going to put out, which will be like, buy this pack so you can get all the foil cards and pay an extra $250. Oh, can't do that. Can't do that. But I definitely want to get into all the regular cards. And man, that's the other thing too. They get me with those dang boxes. Oh, you got this box, you got that box, you got this box and that box. There's like 5 boxes, man. Like, come on, give me a break, dude. Because the boxes are cool too. They all got art on them. Anyway, let's get off of Star Trek Magic. And so that's the Star Trek news globally, right? So we know what's happening globally. What's happening locally in the world of Star Trek? The Neutral Zone Studios. Okay, so the Neutral Zone Studios, of course, they film Star Trek fan films there. It is located now in Sandusky, Ohio. They have opened up kind of a kind of front business section, right? You can go there and do a virtual reality escape room. And, I've not tried one of these before, and honestly, I've not done VR or anything in years, so I don't know how it is. But I do want to try it as soon as possible, just to kind of check it out and, of course, support them, because anything that you do to support them with their business ventures up front then supports the back end of making Star Trek fan films, which is fantastic. So we got to support that. And then finally, Federation headquarters. I'm a bit out of sync right now. I'll be honest with you. Every time that I have been able to make it up to Sandusky has been on a Sunday, and every Sunday they are closed because we are staffed by volunteers, right? So I want to see how they're doing. I want to see how the move has come along. When I look through the front gate, man, the Enterprise looks good. The captain's chair looks good. But I want to get in there and kind of check the rest of it out. So hopefully we'll be getting back there soon. And, man, I just hope they want some more help organizing Star Trek books, right? That would be the funnest thing that I could possibly do. Um, Anytime I go up there, man, that's just, that's so fun. I love it. Um, I'm a big fan of Star Trek books. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. Which brings us to our final bit of local Star Trek news. Local Star Trek fan is very close to completing his Star Trek book collection. And that is me, of course. And I kind of, I don't know, I didn't give up, but I got like to a point and I got things organized to a point, and then I said, well, we'll just kind of let things naturally happen, right? But I did get on eBay. I ordered 2 more books recently, and when they come in, we'll show them to you all. And basically, what it's going to mean is that we're going to be down to like the final 10 books. 10 more books until we have the full and complete Star Trek, book collection here. And of course, there are all sorts of other reference and things like that we'll get into later. But, we're just so close now. And there's this very fun idea in my head too of now, which one should I make the last one? You know? So I think that's something we'll talk about soon. We'll kind of look over the collection and be like, hey, we have this many more to get. What's going to be the hardest to get? And I'm going to tell you. And it's kind of a weird one too, because it's not a typical one. But I think it might be the Star Trek Voyager Neelix cookbook. I think that might be the final piece of the puzzle when everything is said and done. Because I think everything else can be found fairly easy. And I am always looking for the bargain, right? I don't need the best copy of the book. I just need whatever the cheapest one is. That works for me at this point. So, yeah, so that's the book collection. And then the final piece of Star Trek local news that we will talk about is, I got a bunch of stuff back here that you guys have seen in every single video, right? And there have been a couple of videos where we've had like a closer look at it. But I'm excited because I'm going to come to like a completion of where it is. And I don't know if this is like it is for anybody else, and it probably is for other people too, because it's hard when you have a lot of things to do, and then you also have like a hobby, and you have a collection, and you want to try to take care of that. Basically, like there's always some part of it which is in disarray, right? So over here, you got a couple people that are knocked down. Over here, this shelf is like you haven't organized it yet. You've got a pile of stuff over here. And it's just, I want to bring it to a finish. So I was kind of prompted recently because I had a light that went out. Let me see if I can move out of the way. Whoa, my new lights are flashing like crazy. Look at that. That's kind of cool. If I move my camera, it's probably going to mess everything up. So I'm not going to do that. But as you can see, I have a new light here. It's not supposed to be flashing like that. It's supposed to just be white. There we go. But anyway, and that does go down another 2 levels below here, right? Which we'll see at a future date. But today, I spent, and it took, man, see, that's the thing. It took like 2 hours. 2 hours to dust and I had to run some new lights because the old one went out, and get everything dusted, and then get all these dudes stood back up. But basically on the very bottom shelf here, which you guys can't see, is the whole complete Next Generation cast in toy form. And there's an army of them. There's got to be 150 of them, right, altogether, between everybody in their different versions. So I'm going to post I think a YouTube short that'll kind of show the whole crew. I think that'll be pretty good. But anyway, the final bit of news that we're talking about here is that now has inspired me to... Oh God, we've frozen. Hold on. We still have a... See, this is where I was worried was going to happen. Hang on. Look at this, though. We can go like this, and we can go like this, and we'll go like that. And we're back. If I bump my floor too hard, the USB's like, no! Anyway, we're going to get this whole shelf done, organized, and lit, dusted, and then kind of set up a schedule going forward. Be like, dude, it's been 7 weeks. You got to dust the Kirks again, right? Anyway, that's all the Star Trek news that is news here on this very exciting Warp Tuesday. As always, my friends, thanks for hanging out and watching. Live long and prosper, and we'll see you all in the next one. You all have a good night.